Hey listeners, your host Denny Corby here. If you're new to the channel, I just want to let you know that this particular episode is from the vault with our OG host Gabe, and this is just good old-fashioned private club radio. Enjoy.
Welcome to Private Club Radio, your weekly source for industry education, news, and discussion. Broadcasting from Tampa, Florida, ladies and gentlemen, here is your host, Gabriel Aloisi.
On today's episode, we're going to chat with Brian Rigsby and Jeff Darragh of the Club at Renaissance, who have an idea that one person called the most innovative idea in golf in the last 30 years. I really do think it's special, but we chat about their club, the Club at Renaissance in Fort Myers, and a whole lot more. You're going to love this episode. Here we go. Well, joining me today on Private Club Radio, we've got Brian Rigsby and Jeff Darragh of the Club at Renaissance in Fort Myers, Florida. Really excited for what they've got going on there. So I wanted to get these two gentlemen on the show to chat about their renovations, sort of the history of the club and where they're at to this point here. And of course, all the craziness that's gone on with COVID-19 here in 2020 as they're about to reopen their facilities. So it's been a wild year, guys, but thanks for joining me here on Private Club Radio.
Thanks for having us. Absolutely. Thanks for having us here.
Jeff, I'll start off with you. I'd love to hear just a little bit of background about the Club at Renaissance.
Beauty, right?
Exactly. Love to hear some background about the Club at Renaissance and the history. Take us to date here.
Well, we assembled the property. It's kind of the real backstory, and probably the most interesting part of it from our perspective as a developer was the assembly of the property. It took 33 parcels and 11 houses to be torn down and assembled together in a fashion to make the 500 acres that we ended up developing on. And that was a real interesting task. We started out not knowing what we were going to do with the 30 acres we started with. Next thing you know, you add that piece and that piece, and lo and behold, we find ourselves with this 500 acre rectangle right at I-75, Daniels Road, right where the red dot is in the middle of Fort Myers, the county. We said, well, wow, we never thought we'd get this much put together, and it was bounded by the roadway. So we were done, so let's do something very special.
By the way, before we get into the special part, I mean, did you buy it up kind of Disney style? Did you use like different holding companies?
Oh yeah, we had 3 different attorneys. We had 2 or 3 different realtors. It's a great story. We got caught on one of the parcels where 2 kids were going to school. And Johnny says to Billy, we're moving. What? Yeah, someone's buying our house. Well, that's funny. Johnny goes home and tells his mom, and, then the mothers start talking. Somebody offered, to buy our place too. Well, the cat got out of the bag, and then we paid a lot for that one. But luckily it was a small piece that we could after this, but we really got stuck on that one.
It's always the kids, man.
Yeah, the kids went to school, and, they bring home COVID, gold, tell stories.
Right.
But so no, we set out to do something very special, and we wanted to do something that we thought no one could probably put together parcel like this close in of this size. So we better, do something that no one else can compete with. And so we made it very low density. 386 front doors on 500 acres with 18 holes is unheard of in most golf course scenarios, and certainly in Southwest Florida. So it makes it very different. It makes it very unique. That brings challenges, but it also brings tremendous opportunity. We think the upside far and away outweighs the downside. So you have fewer front doors, you have more open space, you have what Brian likes to call a golf club that has amenities. You have a golf club that has these, spread out and more open space homes that really, by Art Hills' design, don't come into play with the golf course. He was able to have enough room. We gave him enough room. We said, "Are you good with it? Whatever you like, but make a golf course like none other." And he did. He did a fantastic job. Brian can attest to that. Absolutely. You were a lot of like that front doors, right? Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, and he left us 386. So thanks, Art, but it worked out to be what we think is, by many people tell us, it's just something pretty special.
The other thing I like about it is it's a diverse community where it's not just big, you've got the big homes, but you also have like villa style, and you have a few different, types there on property there.
There's a mix. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, with my real estate background, if it's all right to talk about this, we actually range in pricing from like the low 300s for a coach home up to almost 7 million for a single family home, which is pretty fantastic for a neighborhood of this size. You don't find that very often.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, it's not a bunch of cookie cutter homes there. They're really, really spectacular. It's just got a great vibe. And like you said, the location just cannot be beat. I couldn't believe it when I drove off 75. I made, I went about a half a block and turned right, and I was in the club gates. That's pretty special. So it makes it nice because people can, I assume you've got members that are coming down from up north, and you're able to get them to airports and get transportation very smoothly.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes, you're at the front door, drop your bags off at the gate, and but we're not in the traffic pattern. Runway 5 and B3 is to the south of us, so we're 10 minutes away, but we're south or north of the traffic pattern, so we have no noise, but yet 10 minutes away. It's pretty crazy.
The other thing that really impressed me when I was down there was the feel. It was almost like walking into kind of a Ritz-Carlton in terms of the type of service that can be expected. Can you talk about more of the things that make Renaissance special?
Sure. So the service mentality here, it's one of the things that we've done is we've been able to keep a lot of our employees for almost 16 years, some of them. So taking care of the employees, keeping them here, they feel like they're family because we treat them that way. And it allows them to be able to really take care of the membership. The membership looks at them like family. So it's a really special place when you're looking at it from that view. And we want to take care of someone from the minute that they come in from the gate till they get to the backdrop or until they get to the valet come to dinner. They come in, if they're coming for dinner, the bartenders are going to know what they're drinking prior to them sitting down. So it's pretty neat that we've been able to utilize that and make it this special place and keep this going for 16 years.
That experience is so critical, and it's obviously a lot easier to do when you have a more manageable community. But it's still that's a special thing that you just don't get anywhere. I love that. So let's talk about
the other ones. I think one of the distinctions there with what Brian's talking about is, and we heard it especially during this pandemic, right? That we heard a lot of the clubs in our area owned by the members, directed by a board of directors, make, a line item business decision to say, all right, we're going to shut down. We're going to let everybody go because it just doesn't make economic sense. But yet they'll turn around and assess their members big dollars to do a special interest project that's on their agenda, right? And so the people component of it is last. The numbers are first. And we put people ahead of many decisions that we've made throughout the years. And that's why Janae and Luis and Mauricio and people like that who are our wait staff or bus staff are still with us. And during the pandemic, we paid them their tips, even tips that would not have been coming from us, tips that would have been paid by the owners. So and we were shut down. The golf course was shut down, yet we still paid them their tips. So it creates loyalty. It's an expense, but how expensive is it to retrain staff? I mean, I know your podcast go out to give other people tips and suggestions. I mean, it doesn't work for everybody, but in our case, we feel it's very important for the consistency that Brian talked about, because when the members come back, Janae, how was it in Turkey over the summer? Oh, it was great, Mr. So-and-so. And they have this rapport, and it gives me goosebumps. I mean, you just don't get that everywhere, and so we try to do those things that can separate us not only with the design of the community, but with the way we operate.
Yeah, you can't put a price tag on that stuff.
You can't put a price tag on that. It's very valuable.
But you can put a price tag on the cost of, as you said, hiring a new employee. I think is, in general, $7,000 to $10,000 when you make a staff change,
and they don't know anyone's name. When
right.
They're brand new. The members don't know them, and it's It's a moment that is what it is versus a moment that aged and you know, uh, it's just a different moment. So we feel it's working best.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Let's talk about this renovation project you guys are about to finally complete. I bet that feels good to say. But walk us through, what led up to the renovations, why you felt this was the time to do it, and then, of course, the challenges that you might have had here in 2020.
Sure. So, I mean, what we did in the beginning, kind of sat down. So Rodney, our partner, Rodney Poole is Jeff and I's partner. And we really sat down and took into consideration really from real estate background where I am and PGA member as well. And Jeff being a developer, Rodney being in building and developing as well. And we got to put our heads together and talked about what is going to impact this property the most and what is going to allow us to really increase the membership to fill it up, which filling it up is only 275 memberships. So we're still very low dense and you kind of shoot Canada up, play that you want out there. But what do we need as far as what people are looking for when they're purchasing homes or we're looking for a club? And the first thing was the golf course. It was 16 years old and really needed to be regrassed. So we researched and found that Bimini Bermuda grass, coming from a golf background of mine, was probably one of the best Bermudas that's out there. It's thinner leaf blade, more dense, it's better for playability. And then we went with the Tip Eagle greens. That's what we've always had. We can keep them at a high quality and changing some of the slopes on the greens. We actually redid an entire green on number 12 from top to bottom. And so it's brand new all the way from golf course for roughs, tees, fairways, new greens, added tees, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And other than that, it was, what else do we need? We didn't have bocce, so bocce was a big influence for people purchasing. So we had a bocce facility. We didn't have pickleball, so we had a pickleball facility. State-of-the-art pickleball facility is pretty amazing. And to go along with our 6 red play tennis courts that are the only ones in the county that we have, we updated and renovated our spa. New, we have a brand new pool area with new tile and new marcite on the pool. We updated the Rendezvous Pool Pavilion, which is about 60 plus seats under cover with TVs and all of the setup there with the bar, and we bring food over from the turnhouse so they can get food at the pool outside. So maybe the way of the future is more outside dining. The interior of the spa and fitness facility, so all the equipment's been updated. So we have new equipment in there. So really top to bottom, we redid the entire clubhouse area, top to bottom, flooring, carpet, paint, lighting chairs, lighting. Really, we took it from top to bottom and thought, what, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it all out. We're going to do everything. And we were able to complete a 2-year project in 1 year due to, I don't know if it's just we were good planning or we had some of the things going on with COVID. We were able to close a little earlier or whatnot, but we were able to do, I'd say 95% of it, because we're building a 8-bedroom, 16-bed cottage on site as well, which that will not start until April. We want to give them a season without the hammer and nails going on and let them enjoy what we've already completed. And we'll start that at the end of the season and we'll have that finished by October, November of 2021. So it's been quite the project at this point in time.
Yeah, I love that. Now, you said that people were asking for bocce and for pickleball and things. How are you finding that information out? Were you just polling your existing members? Were you looking at what new buyers were looking for? How did you come up with that?
Well, it's really just, new members when they're coming in, new homeowners. I get the question a lot from being in the real estate aspect of it. So that side allowed me to really find out what clubs are doing, researching other clubs in the area, and actually just in the country or world, of what places are doing that's really being successful, and trying to pull from other places, as well as it's just kind of pulling the people that are coming in and asking, what do you have? What makes you different? And to have everything available for them really was something to make it special for everyone. And it makes it exciting. People coming in to say, well, I might not be a golfer, but I have all of these things, or the husband or the wife might play golf and the other spouse doesn't. So they have all these other things to utilize at the club. So it's really been successful for us as far.
It seems like a simple thing, but really it's quite profound, I think, in terms of looking at what your prospects. So this is just a lesson for other club managers or club owners out there. Look at what prospects are saying, because a lot of times we poll our members, we want to find out what they want, and of course we've got to serve our members. But to really see the market as a whole and what a prospect wants, I think you definitely got to take more careful consideration there, and that can help you in your planning processes just as much as polling members. So that's great, guys. Kudos to you guys for doing that.
It may not work for all clubs to be in the real estate business, but we've always had our finger in the real estate business. Even in communities that we developed and turned over, we left behind a real estate operation because, like you say, it's not only a piece of a book of business, a line item, perhaps, but we learn a lot. Like Ryan, he's always out, in the homes with the buyers and the sellers, right? And we're listening to all this stuff, and he's gathering all this information. So it's provides you a unique opportunity to be able to listen to things you wouldn't normally hear just down in the grill room, right? So we heard a lot on pickleball from prospects. The wives asking for their kids or their husband, have you got this? And everything. Oh, we got bocce where we came from, even, the drinking and the food slinging around bocce. And so we're like, okay, well, let's look at that. And so it's a great advantage if a club can get its fingers or tentacles into the real estate within the community in some fashion or another. I mean, Brian has dominant market share. That's a phenomenal job. And so we get a lot of input.
Right. Yeah.
And it's great. It's great. With his golf background, it's even better. So we think we have the customer in the best situation they could have. It's not a board of directors, deciding what are we going to assess you for this year. We're kind of a benevolent dictatorship. We don't assess our members. We don't have any food and beverage minimum. Our philosophy is that our food isn't good enough for you to come and want to eat, a lot. Then, I'm not going to bill you because you're not eating food here, right? I mean, that's to me, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of as a food and beverage.
Agreed.
We can't earn your business, then shame on us.
Right.
And so we don't assess, we don't have a food and beverage minimum. Where they're taking care of your real estate. And it's a symbiotic relationship. A club that's inside of a residential community like this has to have a happy marriage between the homeowners and the club. And so we want to stay close to our customers. And that's how we stay close. It's one of the ways we stay close to the customer.
It's a fantastic case study. You guys were very strategic, I noticed, when I was on property there, in terms of where you built those new facilities and the way that food could travel closely from the bars to the bocce areas. And I'd love for folks to maybe take a look at the Club at Renaissance website, look at some of the photos and see how they did it, because it really was pretty cool. But the most to me impressive thing that you've done, at least on the golf side, was this new 54 course that you're building. So for someone in the club industry, for me, I think it's really exciting, because we've been talking for years on this show and other outlets about how to make golf quicker, how to make it more enjoyable, how, for younger families and other folks out there. I think this concept that you've put together is fantastic, and not just younger families, but older folks who maybe can't hit the ball as far as they've hit it in the past. I think this thing's really exceptional. So Brian, I'd love for you to take me through. First of all, let's explain what the 54 is for folks that don't know.
Sure. So the 54 in general it's a short course that's integrated within the current 18 hole. We've hidden 14 additional tees within the slopes and mounds of the course. So visually, I'm big on the visual aspect of playing from a normal tee. So I didn't want to see that. So we hid them within the slopes and mounds on the par 4s and 5s. So the 14 there, and then the other 4 on the par 3s to play the forward tee on the forward box. And that's going to get you 18 holes of a par 3 playing between 80 and 135 yards. So it's pretty special. It's something that I think that will be great, family friendly, beginners, men, women. You want to go out and work on your wedges, or being some guys lean up to 135 yards. You know they might be hitting something, but even the ladies as well. So it really is going to be a fun interaction for the golf course in general. But
There's so many ways to use it. I mean, you could have a Masters par 3 style shootout. I mean, it's just fun to play a course in a different way. And I will attest, it's amazing how you guys are able to completely hide the tee boxes. I think that to me was the probably the most impressive part was if you're playing the course from the championship tees or the back tees, you have no idea that there's this other course within the course. So what gave you the idea? I mean, where did you come up with that?
Well, it's when I was here originally as one of the original golf professionals starting the club and worked for Jeff early on. So it's kind of cool to have this full turnaround to be partners. But in the beginning, we did our invitational, and in the invitational, we would create this cross country par 3 course, and you'd be playing 18 holes going from different fairways, different tee boxes, different greens, and utilization of the golf course, because it's so spread out and the homes are so far away, it allowed us to do this. And I went to a club up north after being here for 9 years, left, and I went up there and we created an idea to do this for a older membership that wasn't really playing the tee anymore. And I thought, you know what, when we got back here and having a conversation about what can we do that's special and different, that's going to be something like nothing else that we have here, I thought, you know, this is going to be able to create a family friendly environment. You'll be able to utilize it for juniors, beginners, men, women. I mean, that was really the focus and the background behind it. And it just evolved into something really cool. So we'll send you some pictures once everything's finished, and I can't wait to get you down here and see you play.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna do my show from there for sure, because I think that would be so fun just to play a course 2 different ways in the same day would be even special. And you guys are doing a lot more in terms of golf as well. You've partnered up with some folks. Talk to us about the Impact Zone Academy.
So Bobby Clampett, a good friend of mine, met in North Carolina, and we have pretty long standing history, and he knew the background and kind of what I had come from, and he really wanted to do something special as well. So we built a 1,200 square foot facility that's going to have TrackMan and Foresight, K-Bass, and Swing Catalyst pressure plates in the floor, and Salmon Putt Lab. And his Impact Zone facility has 2 bays, so 2 air conditioned bays. The doors go up in the back and get onto our renovated range, which we've created. We kept fairways out there. We have target greens. We planted trees, kind of like us to ask. Just wanted to really give it an opportunity for somebody to go out and practice with a purpose. And the philosophy that he has behind that, it's really, really amazing. And I mean, he's created impact-based teaching, which I think is pretty spectacular, and working from the ground up and not really worrying about how your swing looks as much as worrying about what happens at that moment. So it's having him here, being able to have all of our instructors really certified in this Impact Zone is pretty amazing. So Impact Zone Golf certified, he has his own instructors. So we work cohesively together, and really to provide that experience for our guests coming, his guests coming. It's something real special.
Absolutely. It looks like an exceptional experience. It's only second to one I saw in Qatar. That's the only one I could say that at the Education City Golf Club in Qatar had an incredible facility in terms of training. But you guys are right there. I've never seen anything in the U.S. That's going to match it. I don't think so. At least, and the fact that you packed all that into a 500-acre property, 386 homes to top it off. I mean, just really special, guys. Would love for you to leave us with a parting shot or some words of advice for others in the industry who might be looking to renovate their facilities or do something special for their membership. What advice would you give them? Jeff, I'll start with you.
Well, we've learned through the years that a club is more than just a golf course. Now, a golf course is certainly a vital part of this equation. There's no doubt. But as alluded to, the bocce and the pickleball, the tennis, the spa, the just simply dress casual and go to the Rendezvous pool bar for a, pizza and a beer and flip flops and be able to relax. I mean, let's face it, we're all part of a club for socialization. And, while golf is a great sport to socialize with and social distance, of course, but the outdoor experiences go far beyond that for all those in the household. We talked about the 50-year-old that is buying a golf membership today. Well, the wife is a vital part of the golf experience as well, and the social experience. I mean, the 50-year-old that bought when I was 20 years old, some 30 years ago, right, is a different 50-year-old today.
Right.
And so we all have to adapt, and we have to meet the needs of our customers first. And our customer composition, our customer desires and wants change. Time, we all value time differently. I went to a seminar some few years ago, and it talked about change. What the phone has done to everything's so 30 seconds ago. So, a round of golf in 4 hours, if you will, in some places, not right here, but I mean, you have to really look at how people value their time and what they do with it. And so that's why we have the 54. If you want to take 2 hours or an hour and a half, 45 minutes to go have some fun, but go for it. So you got to look at how people value their time. And I think that's really what has changed a lot of our thought process is how they spend their time.
I love it. Brian, what would you add to that?
I think that really, I don't know if it's training the membership, but it's really engaging in the culture and really, I mean, one thing that we have here that I think is so special is the way that we built this from the beginning, and marketing it was really marketing to the membership and friends bringing friends, and it evolved over the course of time instead of having it go out like crazy in the beginning. Now in the future might not have helped because a lot of people didn't know we were here, but now we're utilizing a lot of different areas of marketing, but the culture we were able to create and have that relaxed kind of easy culture for the people here. They love one another. And the one thing that I'm talking to my clients about a lot is you go down to a turn house and there's 200 people there, and the biggest separation, the girls are on one side and the guys are on one side. It's like going back to high school then. So it's not this pockets that are created. It's a really fun environment. So I think diving in and really working on the culture is a big benefit for the success of places. And I mean, just taking care of staff in general as well. So
yeah, outdoor experience is very big, right? I mean, like this turn house, Brian's talking about 200 people. That's Thursday happy hour, and we only have 306 front doors, right? So 386 front doors. So I mean, they come and they enjoy and they have a good time. It's outdoors. We couldn't, we used to do it in the dining room, and the dining room was a little formal and stuff. We got a great looking bar and all that stuff. But they all wanted to go downstairs and be outside and dress casual shorts and just relax. And it's about, is my time better spent and feels better to me spending it in a more casual environment? It's not, we are not the stuffy, here country club. And, those days are long gone. We all know that. I mean, really is. There are places in the world where that's like this. It's appropriate. Not here.
Our dining facility, I mean, although formal and a very high-end experience, you can still come up with shorts and loafers. You could rule out them to wear jeans, not holes in them and whatnot. But as long as it's something that's put together and they've got a button down on or a golf shirt, I mean, you can go to some of the best. I mean, we're in Florida, so you can go to some of the best restaurants on the planet and wear shorts and flip flops and a golf shirt and have that type of experience. So why not be able to do that at a club? And it's allowed us to have what I feel like might be the lifeblood of the club for the future, because we've created a membership category called an executive membership, where it's under the age of 45. And there's 45 of those and 25 memberships over the age of 75. And then you have your core membership of 225 in the middle. Now they're all full memberships, no limitations. It's just based upon the age. So creating a semblance of a younger membership that's really the lifeblood of the club that's going to always be flowing into the middle and the middle's flowing out. So I think that works. And that's allows us to have that 275 low number, and you've always got people coming in. And the goal is really like, it's just to get on the wait list. So.
Love it. So leave your ascots at home if you're going to visit the club at Renaissance. And
Right.
I definitely do recommend if you're in the club business, hook up with Jeff and Brian, get over there to see what they're doing, because it really is special. If you're a potential member listening to this show, it's a club that you should absolutely look very closely at if you're heading into the Southwest Florida area, Fort Myers specifically. It's just a fabulous place. I couldn't recommend highly enough. So, gentlemen, I really appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us here on Private
Thank
Club
you.
Radio. And we'll
Thank
talk
you,
to you
Dan.
soon.
You do a great job too, by the way.
Hey, thanks.
Just so you know who's listening.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Cheers. Well, that's going to wrap things up here on Private Club Radio. I hope you have a great rest of the month of October. I'll catch you back here on the month of November. Have a little bit more fun. And until then, here's to your membership success.
Private Club Radio is brought to you by Concert Golf Partners, helping to preserve and enhance private golf and country clubs. Visit concertgolfpartners.com to learn more about the recapitalization process.